What is going on? I'm Zedmont. Mayday, Mayday. We are on season 46 of Warships, and I gotta say, this season is the first season I haven't been screaming Mayday, Mayday when I woke up. This 6 chests, starting at 4 out of 6, is such a breath of fresh air. I don't know if those of you in other time zones really ever got it or cared or understood, but Western North America, waking up having lost the chest is so frustrating. So this is a huge breath of fresh air. Speaking of a breath of fresh air, shout out to Chron Howard from Join at Own Risk. He designed these decks. Now, they are not a carbon copy of his decks. If you have a look, his decks were a little bit narrower. They added some girth to them, but otherwise, this was back on March 1st. So do keep hitting up that deck builder. You will make future seasons for players such as yourself better. Submit those decks, design those decks. Have some fun, submit those things, and while you're at it, jump on into that creator boost. It does expire every 7 days. Before we get any further, Stoneheart, your warship, always global #1, also Mega Crab #1. If you checked out my video last week, I called it Beast Player. Anyways, here is my tech tree guide. You'll notice that I've gone a little bit down the path. I'll talk about that in a second. So I'm going to talk about some mistakes that many people are going to make. Go get smoke. You won't regret it. Even if you suck at smoke, even if your smokes are super late, it will help you. This is going to be a dirty season. 2 building damage nodes before any building health. You'll notice that I haven't really touched those. That is another mistake players are going to make. Don't waste your tokens on those, because max level artillery is worth way more. So go lean, go tick 4 on the cannons, tick 3 on the snipers I went, tick 4 on machine guns, tick 4 on flamethrowers. Get your flares to tick 4. That's going to save you some gunboat energy. Max out that gunboat because we actually have flares and artillery. Standard stuff. Ignoring zookas, ignoring medkits, ignoring mortars, because critter launchers way better than mortars. Also, brick is going to be a huge game changer. So that's why I'm saving these tokens up here, to save those for Miss Brick, of course. One other thing to note this season is because there are 6 chests, everyone's going to kind of be on the same chest timer. Before, people in the Western Hemisphere would start their chest timer late, which meant some people were not on the same chest timer. That means that everyone is going to be collecting chests at a little bit tighter windows this season, is my assumption. We'll have to wait and see if that one plays out. Anyways, that is the basics of the tech tree. I went back for flamethrowers and machine gun, maxing them from 4 to 5 just now. That was the last thing that I did, but getting that artillery to max first. Get your artillery to max, then focus on other things. Like my sniper towers were like tick 1. My cannons were, generally speaking, get your cannons, flamethrowers, and machine guns to tick 4, and then move on down the line. I also did not get my boom mines beyond tick 1 until I got my artillery maxed. Don't care about that. Lose a couple battles, get that artillery maxed. It makes a huge difference. 2 artillery to remove buildings instead of 3 is massive. Instead of waiting for an opponent, let's go back. I'll show you what I've been doing. Win-loss log. This, I think my flare just expired, and I didn't notice, even though it looked like there was a flare there, so that was just me being dumb. Evil French Fries, great player name. And you'll notice that we're going to drop our troops. Don't need to use a flare quite yet. Let them get walking, and while they're walking, don't have 3 buildings touching. Don't do that. That is not a great idea. That gives free gunboat energy, 1, 2, 3 right here. Also, you can get rid of all things near sky shields if your artillery are fairly accurate. Now, here's the deal. That front heavy we don't care about. We're just literally letting them die, letting them walk out of the smoke and hit that boom mine. Keep your smokes slow. If you're gonna miss late. You see, like we're throwing our smokes a little bit late there. That is intentional, because that way with level 1 smokes, we don't care. Just dropping our troops, getting all of the engine rooms. Obviously, we can't flare. Don't need to use an artillery on the sky shield. Just getting your heavies underneath there, knowing full well that that critter launcher is going to be super annoying, but shouldn't be a big deal. So I had to play quite a few battles with tick 4 artillery, and it was not good. Tick max level artillery is an absolute game changer. Don't know why I threw that artillery on the critter launcher when it really wasn't playing much of a role, but just get those troops underneath that sky shield. I'll show you a little bit faster replays. We're going to just speed through these. Again, need to use a flare there because those front sniper towers, maybe, just maybe, we could have cleared those for some extra gunboat energy, but just getting those troops down in that corner, away from all the defenses, and then clearing. No sense going through defenses if you don't have to, and I've not really using my artillery all that smart. My first 4 artillery are good, the rest are not super duper bright. Just clearing those defenses back there. No critter launchers, it is just straight up easy. Again, dropping troops, clearing some defenses, and then letting them walk, and then using our flare late, hitting that first boom mine, knowing that our sacrificial lambs are out front. Those first group of heavies, their only job is to die. Ignoring the last smoke and then getting rid of that mortar. Like, our troops are just hanging out here. Probably, again, you see how I'm throwing artillery on those machine guns when I really don't need to? Not super duper bright, but I just really don't want to fizzle. Probably could be a little bit faster if I save those artillery for actually hitting the engine room. People are fizzling. This is going to be a fizzle fest. Don't go get mortars. Don't go get zookas, because otherwise you're going to end up massively fizzling. Because as people hunker down in the 3 engine room level, you don't want to be there. The 3 engine room level this season is going to be gross. 100% building damage, lots of defenses, no hopes. Like, no hopes. You're just going to get absolutely crushed unless you can smoke some troops in, take down 1 engine room while your opponent gets 0. You'll notice that I also made the choice to go get the sky shield before brick. My theory was, I'm going to slow people down more than I'm going to speed myself up. So your mileage may vary on that. I think there's probably 2 opposing views on that, whether you get brick first or you get sky shields first. People using zookas are using brick and cluster grenade. I'm assuming that people who are not using zookas or are just still heavy rushing are going to use battle orders or iron will. I hate iron will. Hate iron will. I hope it's not the case. People fizzling, my friends. The people who are fizzling, none of them have had smoke. The ones that have gotten 0 engine rooms, none of them have smoke. Those critter launchers too far from the kill zone, smoking our troops all the way past this stuff. And now, quick note, there is always somewhere to throw your flare. The sky shield cannot possibly cover that whole area. You can either throw it in the bottom corner or the top corner, one of the two. Let's show our last battle against Agent Blue. You can see people are getting like 232, 238. So we don't have to be crazy fast, and you don't have to be great with smoke. They're heavies. They can pop out of smoke a little bit. You don't have to be picture perfect. These are not zookas. You're not trying to smoke laser rangers. I think I just showed you this one, maybe. Look at that hole we can make there. Like, just a massive hole. All thanks to max level artillery, getting 4 artillery out, clearing out all of the defenses, and again, wasting my GBE when I don't really have to. Throwing that last smoke on top of the troops, which is almost a signature move on my part. As you can see, there's GBE up there. Don't really need it. I'm going to show you the only base that I found that I had some difficulty against. So if you're thinking about building a base, consider building this one. Check this out. This one is smart. If you don't want to go the standard route, go build this one, because people can only get 2 of your engine rooms unless they do some really fancy trickery. I'll show you what I tried to do. I've never seen this base before. This was the first time. I'm sure I'll work out something a little bit better, but wanted to show you my first attempt. And so we got rid of the sky shield. That was step number 1. Then we got rid of those 4 buildings right there. Probably should have flared onto the engine room, to be completely honest, but getting rid of the critter launcher just out of absolute terror, and then trying to smoke our troops to that back corner. I thought maybe I could smoke them past all this stuff, but they hit way more mines than I expected them to for some reason, and then we just got absolutely crushed by all their defenses. So, neat base, need to figure that out. If you've got that base figured out, please hit me up in the comments. That is not the point of this video, though. This video is to get you going on your tech tree. I know I'm a little bit late. Time zones suck. Far, far less suck this season, though. So far, good things happening, though. We've got a good tech tree with interesting decks and 4 out of 6 to start the season. Overall, pretty optimistic about this season. Gotta say, apologies for not making a sneak peek. I know I let some of you down out there. Just too busy. I'm coaching my kids baseball 4 days a week, and I've got 2 other kids with activities. So lots of stuff going on, plus work. So busy, busy, busy. Where do we go here? We can't get rid of... You know what? I'm going to just get rid of 2 critter launchers. Go to that... Do we go to the... I'm going to go to the bottom. I'm going to go to the bottom because I can't get rid of that last critter launcher. And then we'll just... See, we're going to drop 1 boat. Then we're going to drop the rest of the boats. Don't drop all your boats early. You will regret it. I don't think there's any way I can get that other critter launcher. So I'm not going to waste any of my artillery trying to do fancy tricks. And then... we're going to wait and wait and wait and then flare into there. Don't care about that first sniper tower or that first boom mine. We're going to wait until we get to about there. Like I said, be late on your smokes. Late on your smokes is better than early because those front ones are going to die anyways. Get those smokes out super, super late. Clear all of the stuff and then get all your dudes in and amongst the defenses. So we're going to get that critter launcher gone first. I probably should... See, I remember how I said don't waste your GBE, like I said I've been doing all along. We're going to get all of our GBE... Oh, this is leaning towards a fizzle. On the negative side, this is leaning towards a fizzle. But this is where using that GBE on those 3 defenses could come in super, super clutch. But I also should probably be flaring away. This is not going swimmingly, my friends. This is not going swimmingly at all. We are 1 GBE short, which we always seem to be. Come on. Come on, Heavy. We fizzled. We fizzled bad. Need to retreat quickly. That was not great. That was not great at all. What do we do for percentages? We lost badly. So they went for the full clear, we went for the smoke in, and I bungled it up badly. Win streaks always get lost when it comes to recording things live for me. Oh well. And obviously not live. Live attacks versus replays. You know what I'm trying to say. We'll do one more. All of the things I just said were going to be amazing weren't super amazing. So smoke, yes, it's helpful. Need to do a little bit more scouting there, though. I should have been a little bit smarter there, checking to see how much building damage people have. This person, for example, coming in with the full 80. 80%, I guess full 80 isn't really full. And you'll notice we can get rid of that critter launcher right there. Just need to be a little bit creative when it comes to using our artilleries. And now we're just going to do the same thing. There's nothing terribly, terribly fancy here. Just need to be a little bit careful with that artillery underneath there. 1, 2 there. Probably could have gotten a few more mines in the process, but I think we're going to be in fairly good shape when it comes to getting our troops into the position. So again, that smoke right there doesn't have to be super early because of the fact that that critter launcher is not going to see them because of its blind spot. So many mines. It is mind-blowing how many mines there are on this map. Gonna get our troops underneath there. Need to get away from some of those defenses, but I don't think it's gonna happen. So I probably, you know what? I probably should be flaring that machine gun at this point, but we are not gonna do that. I'm just gonna hold out just like we've been doing. I think we can artillery get 2 engine rooms here fairly quickly, and then we should be able to get rid of those defenses right there, and then we're going to flare onto that right there, getting rid of that final machine flamethrower just so that we don't fizzle. And then we can even back the heck off, get back into here, getting away from that machine gun, and my flare didn't land, which is actually pretty good on our part because we didn't need it. Troops went the right direction anyways, getting that final engine room. This is early season, my friends. This is people's stacked bases early. Just imagine how terrible this is going to be soon. And yes, people with cluster grenade and brick and zookas can walk through some of this stuff fairly quickly, but it's not all that fast, even with that sort of stuff. So smoke, is going to work regardless of which troops you're using. It's going to work later on in the season, so I recommend going and getting it, and it's cheap. It's not that far off either. So we won by 2 whole seconds, finishing this video up with a win. And I was saying it's early season, so that person did not have the 3 extra machine guns. They did not have max level mortars. They did not have 2 extra sniper towers. 3 engine rooms, my friends. It's gonna be a mess. There is troop health back there that might be calling your name, but 4 engine rooms, rocket launchers, boom cannons. I think forwards is probably better. Worst case, even if you're sitting here, you can always go back and get those things. I don't think anyone's going to be doing it and doing it well. But that is going to be all for you. Hopefully this helped influence your tech tree decisions. I'm Zedmont. Again, shout out to Chron Howard for throwing in those deckings. Do submit them. I'll put the link in the cards and in the comments down below. Hopefully you guys are in gold. I'm hoping to be there very, very soon. Let me know where you're at in the Warships, what you think about this season, and how you did on the Mega Crab. I'm Zedmont. Thanks for coming in. Throw in code Zedmont in that creator boost, liking, sharing, subscribing, clicking the bell, and of course, sending the video to all of your aunts and grandmas. I'm Zedmont. Thanks for coming in. Peace.